Hi everybody, this is Jeff and this is Jeff's Wood Carving Channel. In this video I'm going to talk to you about the tools you're going to need to start wood carving. And to start wood carving on the cheap, I'm going to show you some tools, a tool that you can use that is very inexpensive, and you probably already have one in your shop. Okay, so one of the first things that I think that you guys should do is invest in the Wood Carving Illustrated magazine. This magazine will give you tons of projects to do. A lot of companies that sell knives and all of that stuff, tools, every place to get them. Chipping Away is a good place to get tools from. And a lot of projects, a lot of patterns in here. So get Wood Carving Illustrated. That's one of the things I suggest you do. The first thing you're going to want to do is invest in some safety tape. This tape here is self-adhering gauze tape, and what it's for is to make yourself thumb and finger guards. The stuff isn't real expensive, but this is about 6 or 8 wraps around my thumb, and this protects my thumb from getting sliced all to pieces. Works really good. So I put links down below to where to get all of this stuff on the video. This is the first thing you want to do. These knives are extremely sharp, and I'll tell you, they will cut you right to the bone. Now, got that out of the way. Get a carving knife, or a carving glove. And this glove here is fairly expensive, but you can't cut through it with a knife, or I'll put it like this, it's extremely difficult to cut through this with a knife. And I wear this on my left hand, and I have my thumb tape on my right hand, and usually I have tape around this finger and around this thumb. And I'll show you how this works. Here's a piece of wood. We'll just take a knife. As you can see what the thumb tape is for. So when you slip and hit your thumb, you can't really cut through this tape at all. First thing you need to get, really. And if you don't want to carve with a glove or a thumb tape, at least get the tape for your fingers. You can put the tape around your other thumb, your other forefinger. Sometimes people carving like this. I carve it myself, and usually down at my waist. Now the first knife I ever carved with, and I carved almost everything with this knife, and this is just a utility knife. And I stropped the hell out of it and got this blade razor sharp. And there isn't hardly anything that I can't do with this knife. I mean, it is limited, but if you're not sure whether you really want to wood carve or not, get a utility knife, sharpen the blade up using your strop, and if carving's not something you want to do, you have nothing invested in it. And if it is, this makes a good knife. I use this still today for a lot of work. It's very sharp, very cheap. Next thing you want to do, this before you start carving, is you'll need some strops, and you're going to have to learn how to sharpen a knife. So what are strops? These are leather strops. I made them myself, just blocks of wood, old stuff. And these are 2 leather belts, leather straps. Now this is my coarse strap, and this is my fine strap. And while you're carving, you need to stop every so many minutes, or every so many hours, whichever you like to do, and you need to sharpen your knife. And it's pretty simple. Now, the compound that's on these, this is a white compound, this is super fine, and this is a medium compound. And the compounds come in these sticks. And this is a yellow one from Flex Cut. but I have a green block and I have a white block. And I just rub on the leather strop and take your knife, just like so, and I lay my knife almost flat, and I just pull it away from me, say 5 times, like this, and then I bring it back to myself 5 times. Now if you keep doing that all the time you're carving, I guarantee you this knife will just stay razor sharp. And like I said, I have done a lot of carving with a utility knife. I wrap the handle with some of my thumb tape so it doesn't slip in my hand. Now that's carving on the cheap, and I do know a guy that uses the utility knife almost solely, but now he does have some wood chisels too, but it doesn't show you him using them in his video much. So the next thing you're going to need is you're going to really need some chisels. And I got mine from Flex Cut. And this is what I started with. This is a V tool. You definitely want to get a V tool for wood carving. You're going to use this a lot. So a V tool is very important. It just cuts a little V in the wood. And these are very sharp. You sharpen them basically the same way you do with your knife, but you're going to need a V tool. And this V tool, I burned in the handle what it is. This is a 1/4 inch V tool, 6 millimeter, 45 degree. And I use this a lot. This is called a palm chisel. You hold it in the palm of your hand. And basically when I'm carving backwards at myself a lot. So I carve like this. And once you get used to it, it's really easy to do. I mean, it's just a little time to get used to doing it, but it's easy to do. And then you might want to get some gouges, whatever. Flex Cut is a good place to get your gouges and your V tools and skews and like that. Now you really love wood carving. You decide, I really want to stay into wood carving. The utility knife is just no longer going to work. So what you can do is buy a professional set of knives with different angles, sweep backs and that sort of thing. And these are the knives that I use. So to give you an idea here, the handle is shaped beautiful on this knife. These are professional knives, okay? They're really worth the investment. If you really want to wood carve, then you need a professional set of knives. These are made in the USA. I want to show you how sharp this knife is and the nice cut that it can make. I'm not even pushing on this knife to do that. Now, it's very important that your knives are razor sharp to do a good job and to do a safe job. If your knives are dull, more than likely you're going to get cut, you're going to get hurt. So if you get up here on this cut that I made, you can see how shiny this cut that I just made here. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see how shiny that cut is, which means you have a sharp knife. Now they do make leather thumb guards and finger guards, and I've tried those and I don't like them. They fell off. I like the tape the best, but I think most guys use the tape. Now there's another strop if you get chisels, and this one I got from Flex Cut. And this strop is used for sharpening all of your chisels and gouges. You can see how that works. It fits right in there really nice. And I got this strop from Flex Cut. And these are for your gouges, these round ones. These are for your V tools. And nice little, and on the back side, there's a leather strap. Now this comes with the Flex Cut tools and works beautiful. So, before you start wood carving, we'll go over this real quick. Subscribe to Wood Carving Illustrated, and you can get these through Fox Chapel Publishing. A lot of projects, tool suppliers in here, a lot of ideas, and I've used a lot of ideas out of this book. Get a utility knife. Make sure to get some thumb tape. And if you don't want to buy this, wear a couple of pair of leather gloves anyway. Pick yourself up a chisel, a V-tool, like this, 1/4 inch. Make yourself a leather strop. Now you don't have to use a leather if you don't want to. I actually watched a guy take a rough pallet, the side rails from a pallet, real rough wood. He cut a chunk out, put the compound all over the wood, and that's his strop, and that works too, and that's free. So that's on the cheap. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm Jeff from Jeff's Wood Carving channel, and next time I'm going to be talking, I'm going to show you the knives and chisels that I use, and I'll see you on the next video.